International students who came to this country legally are on high alert across the country and here in Minnesota tonight. This is Breaking the News. I'm Janice Shortle. Minnesota State Mankato leaders were concerned a few days ago as news kept spreading of international students losing visas or being taken by ICE with little information as to why. So Mankato checked the international student database called SEVIS to make sure their 1,800 international students were good to go. What they found, they said, was surprising. 5 of their students were just inexplicably not on the website anymore.
What makes this particular situation unusual is that records were terminated without any sort of notification to us ahead of time or to the students.
That was Will Coghill-Behrens. He is the Dean of Global Studies at Mankato. With no heads up to him, the university or the students, as you heard him say, their records were just removed, which in essence made the students undocumented immigrants overnight. Because those records are the proof those students had to be here legally. And because they suddenly became undocumented, they were told they needed to get legal advice immediately. So what was the reason that their records were removed? The dean says they weren't told. Their status showed they just weren't in compliance, and they had no explanation as to what that means. I wanted to know as well if these students somehow had something missed by immigration officials when they applied to be students in our country and at Mankato. Here's what the dean said.
International students who are studying in the United States have gone through a very complicated, very laborious, to use your word, process to study here. It's not easy. It's not an easy path to immigration by any stretch of the imagination.
So these students had to get approved for a visa first and get into the school and pay tuition, which is 25% higher for them than a state student, before they even got to Minnesota. As for where those students are now from Mankato, the university couldn't say. As for how the school will know if more international students' records just vanish overnight from that database, the dean said they're checking that database daily now to find out. We're staying in Mankato for our next story on Breaking the News. See you in a few.